Welcome back to the podcast. If you were watching the video on YouTube that I'm actually going to post this week because my office, I've got some things finally hung up, which I'm really excited about. And I did my hair. Look at me. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's been a crazy past week and we're rolling into December. Like, how is it the last month of the year? When you listen to this episode, it will be December, the last month of the Gregorian calendar, and I'm glad 2025 is almost over. To put it really bluntly, I am glad. I have decided that holding my microphone like this is kind of a vibe, so I'm gonna do that for a while. Hopefully the sound is okay. I just feel like I don't know, I don't have to like go like this. Honestly, I should probably just get a headset where I can ramble or better. Okay, anyways, doesn't matter. Let's get going on what we're talking about today, which I want to dive into kind of like your family energetics. And I want to talk about a little life update with a human design event I just did a few weeks ago and a couple weeks ago, how exciting slash scary slash amazing it was. I, like, as you know, I'm a little bit all over the place with, like what I'm trying to offer and like, I get into this trap where I want to teach everything to everyone. It's definitely my Sag rising energy. And I know I need to really like narrow it down and be more specific. So I'm trying to get a little more specific with what I'm offering and just seeing what really clicks and what really truly helps people. Because, like, at the end of the day, that's what I'm trying to do here. Like, I want to make you feel better in your life, more aligned, more flowy. I'm getting distracted because I'm looking around in my office right now. It is like, well, I've got some holiday cheer in here, and it's just so different than what it was 6 months ago, what it was a year ago. I switched the vibe up. Fun feng shui tip. I made sure my desk was facing the door, so like the door wasn't behind me anymore. I feel like that's really shifted the energy in here. And maybe it's because I have everything actually hung up finally. I have my cute little zodiac sign. I have my amazing picture from my grandmother-in-law's house. I've got a bulletin board with all the things on here. My crystals are in that little, not all of them. Some of them are my cute little moon thing my mommy got me. And this guy here, oh, now you can see it. The moon phases for 2026. I'm really excited about that little calendar. And I've got my human design stuff up back there too. So it's just a vibe in here right now. And I'm feeling good. It snowed, which love it. If you know anything about me, and I wasn't always obsessed with the snow. I feel like I became more obsessed with the snow the older I got, which is funny because like people just like to bitch about the snow. It's like, oh, okay, it happens every year. Like, fucking move if you don't like it. And yes, okay, it gets old. Like when we get late February, March, it's like, okay, we're kind of ready for spring. But it snowed in May here before, so nothing crazy. It's not like it sticks around, but I personally love it in December extra because I feel like it brings just a little vibe, and like snow is so peaceful. I literally was playing with my daughter outside last night from about 4:30 to 5, and it like gets dark at 5, and we were just sitting and I was like, don't you like how it just seems so quiet? I don't know, just more quiet, especially when it's snow. Anyway, tangent. We're talking about the event that I got to have at the cutest little shop. So October Embers is this little mystical, metaphysical shop in my area, which, I was so grateful when I found, I don't even remember how I found out about it. Probably a friend of a friend, and went there for the first time, maybe a couple years, at least a couple years ago, and met the owner. She is so cute. She has just a really like a calming energy and just she's really kind, and welcoming. Like you're like so welcome when you come in there. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love this because I felt like anytime, when I was starting this journey and I wanted more books or wanted more crystals or like things, candles and all that stuff, and I'm like, where the hell am I gonna buy that? Like we need more of these shops in this area. Luckily, I'm close to the big cities where I can find that, but it was a magical gem to be able to find her because then she also, I mean, she's carrying oracle decks too. So, I'm like, okay. I am always like, okay, can you save that one for me? Or she makes her own candles, but like infused with Reiki. So amazing. Anyways, so I, of course, chit-chatted with her whenever I was there and, kind of talked about my interest in like what I'm doing. And she had invited me to, she's like, well, do you want to have like some sort of reading? And I was like, oh my gosh, like what kind of reading should I do? Because just with the shop is smaller and you're definitely like when there are more people in there, I think like the reading wouldn't just be like me and one other person. Like there's a potential for other people to be in there. So it's like, okay, I'm not really gonna do an Akashic Records reading because that might just be very distracting for me and hard to connect. But I was like, okay, I love, my cosmic energetic blueprints, all that. And I'm like, what do people? I'm like, okay, let's just talk about human design. That's what really popped up for me. And then I was like, oh my gosh, family readings. And then I was like, oh my gosh, that's way too much. Like, I want to go deep. I want to go too far. And it's like, okay, what can I give someone in 25 minutes and like have fun, do a little reading, let them ask questions, do a card pull. And so I really felt guided to do human design, which was so amazing. So the way I did it, in case, anyone else is interested, if they ever listen to this and have a similar idea, the way I did it was, we picked the date. I blocked off 10 time slots, which was way too freaking many, you guys. I don't know, I'm whispering, way too many. 7 or 8 is too many. But that's something you learn when you do it. I was energetically drained. Like, not in a bad way, but like, oh my gosh, like it was a lot for me. I'm thinking 4 to 6 or maybe 4 to 5 in a night is good. Just FYI, but that's like my own experience. So we had the sign up. I was shocked at how many women signed up. I had 8. One was my mother. But still, like 7 women, and I only knew 2 of them, 2 of the 8. I knew, and so that was really fun for me too, to get to meet these other women who were obviously interested in similar things. And so I had a Calendly event. I had people, just pay using that and enter their information. So I was able to pull it ahead of time. I had their charts printed out. I made a little human design intro guide that I handed out too, which was really fun. That little green sheet behind me is actually part of the thing I made in Canva. How cute is that? I made that. Ah! But it was so cool to see it actually printed. And then crazily enough, everyone that signed up was a manifesting generator. I was like, because I feel this like strong connection with non-sacral girlies because that's what I know. So like my projector friends, manifestor friends. I don't personally know any reflectors in my life. But well, we just my dear friend who owns the shop, her daughter is a reflector, which was like, I think I talked about that. Anyway, so I don't know. I always felt this pull that I needed to like kind of work with those people more. But then I got to thinking about it. I was like, no. I was like, I probably want to work with manifesting generators and generators more because I am the initiator. I am a manifester. So my energy is like that take action initiator energy. And I can give that to them so they can get the ball rolling and they can do their thing. They can do their energy driven, passionate, whatever thing. And I'm like, okay, that makes more sense because, once they start to do the thing, that's when our projectors come in and, offer advice when asked and can guide us into maybe different directions. And then at the end of the little cycle, our reflectors are really just projecting. Well, I don't want to say project, but like they're reflecting everything back to us. So I'm like, okay, it makes sense that I would be attracting like generators and manifesting generators, but everyone was a manifesting generator, which was crazy. And yeah, I could feel the energy. I was like, oh my gosh, woo, by the end of it. Oh, so drained, so excited beforehand. And then obviously so excited afterwards, but during it, oh my gosh, I have been talking for the whole time about this, but it goes into what we're talking about today, human design. So it's like I was sharing that information with them and the questions were really interesting and we got to dive into different pieces of it. And I mean, I'm explaining that, it's so important to know your type and to live your life aligned to your type, but then also incorporating your inner authority and your strategy, just slowly incorporating those things in your life and, like actually doing it, keeping track, like actually wanting to improve. I feel like I attract the women who are like interested in this stuff and do want to invest in themselves and do want more ease and flow in their life and want to, live this dream life that they've been thinking about for a long time, but maybe just like are held back by fear or limiting beliefs or blah, 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 all the good stuff. Which makes me think about conditioning as well and like deconditioning, which I'm going to talk about that a whole different episode because that's just, I feel that's intense. So like knowing your family's type. Why is that important? One, it makes you feel less crazy. Two, it allows, like, especially for your children, it allows them to be who they are meant to be and how they flow with life better. Does that make sense? I don't know, maybe that's not a good way to put it, but it just is more of a flow instead of force. I do like that. I like that. We've been forcing things our whole life. We've been taught to force things. Everything has just been like, okay, everyone's always done it this way. You need to do it that way. But we're all different. We all learn differently. We all do different things. We all energetically work differently. And once we start owning that and respecting that, it will be so cool to see the world. Like, I cannot wait for everyone to know their human design and start living and just like feeling lit up by life and not feeling drained, because living out of alignment is just gonna drain you and you're gonna feel tired, you're gonna feel lethargic, you're probably gonna feel you're not self-theme, which could be bitterness, frustration, anger, like those things. You're feeling those a lot lately depending on your type. It could be a sign of, needing to change something up. So why is that good to know? Because it'll change your life. It will seriously change your life and you won't look at things the same anymore. Everything's energy, and I could do a whole episode on that too. Like so many ideas, so much to talk about. People are like, I don't know how you know what to talk about on a podcast. There's unlimited things to talk about. What do you mean? But you got to keep it interesting. We're story weaving. That's why we keep it interesting. Like, how can you apply this to your own life? So me knowing my type, knowing my family's types, yeah, made me feel less crazy. Because I'm like, why am I always so drained? Like I am so over it at the end of the day, or like Sunday, it's like, holy shit, I need some time by myself. It's because I am a manifester and I need that alone time and I need that time and space to recharge. And everyone else in my house is a generator or a manifesting generator. There's just a lot of energy going on. Now I just was like, do you think dogs have human designs? Can you, like, what's my dog's energy types? I feel like one of them is a generator and one of them is like a projector. If I could guess. I always also was trying to guess Disney princess human design types when I was at Disney on Ice. So that's where my head goes when I am out and about. Anyway, I like knowing that about my kids. And then the other thing I really like to know about my kids, like it's fun to know, their natal chart and everything. But human design wise, it's really fun to know their profile because, one, that's how people are going to see you. And then on the flip side, like how you see yourself. But then also just kind of they're like your archetypes and how you move through life. My profile is a 2/4. I am very much like hermit mode, which matches my manifester design. We've got some like hermit vibes. And then we have community. Like community is a big part of me growing and things like that, which is so like, I feel like a 2/4 is so interesting just because it is about that alone time. It's like balancing that alone time with the community and knowing when it's time to rest, but knowing like also you need to go out into the world and meet your people. My mother is also a 2/4. You'll find that, so this is what I was telling the girlies at the event too. So like profiles, you'll find that a lot of your like really close friends or like people you really connect with easily, they might have one of the same lines that you do. Like they might have a 2, like I'm a 2/4. My friend might be a 6/2. Like we both have 2 lines. Or like people with the exact same profile, they usually really connect. I know a couple other 2/4s in my life. Like I said, my mom is a 2/4, and then my kids have the same profile, which is crazy. They have the same as one of their uncles. They're both 1/3s. I like to call them the fuck around and find out because it's really, yes, it's like what is it? What I'm trying to think of the actual archetype name. Something, the investigator and the something or other. Oh my gosh, I'm having a moment. The investigator and the martyr. They like one lines have to, it's like trial and error. And I feel like that's kids in general. But then if your kids are a 1/3, you're just gonna have to let them do their thing and figure it out themselves. I've definitely noticed that because how many times have I been like, don't touch that. Don't jump off that. Don't jump off that. You're going to hurt yourself. Watch what you're doing on the stairs. You are going to fall off the stairs. And it's like, I could say all of these things to them and it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter because they're not going to listen to me. They're going to figure it out themselves, which is kind of hard as a parent because you're like, I really want to help you, but I'm going to try my best to take a little bit of a backseat. And it's not like I'm not going to ever say anything to them, but there will be times I know that they'll just have to figure it out themselves. So, and they will. But you can dive even deeper into figuring out everyone's like energy centers in your family. And it's kind of like how your house is working as a unit. Like, who are those people that have open emotional centers? And who are the people in the house that have defined emotional centers? And how, well, I would say open or undefined, and how you can see that play out, and maybe how you can become aware of it. And if you've got somebody with a defined energy center and they're just, they're really full of emotions, whatever it is, sadness, anger, happiness, like whoever in the family has an open or undefined emotional center is going to feed off that other person. So it's almost like the person with the defined center needs to kind of be aware that like the mood of the house can change depending on them. It's almost like that saying, if mom's happy, everyone's happy. But I would caveat that to say, like, if the person in the house or people with the defined energy or emotional centers are happy, the other people are going to feel that too. And again, not saying to bypass feelings or anything. It's just like, maybe if you're pissed, go be by yourself for a little bit if you're really going to affect other people in your family. So, I mean, that's just one example. So that's how I came up with, I was like, oh my gosh, that'd be so fun. Like, I loved doing the one-on-one readings and talking about individual things, but how much more fun, is that even how I say that? Would it be to be like, okay, let's grab your partner's information and look at their chart compared to yours, or your kids, and things you should keep in mind while parenting your kid based on their design type. Like, how cool is that? You've got a freaking cheat sheet with your child's date of birth, place of birth, time of birth. It's all right there. It's all written in the stars, and it's all for us to use. So, like, let's use it, guys. That led me to, creating the family frequency reading that is a newer addition to my offer suite, but it is going to allow you to, get your partner's information, get your kids, or maybe if you would rather do, like your mom, dad, siblings, that's always interesting to look into too. I have done like my side of the family, everyone's charts there. So we know that me and my mom are non-sacral beings. We are also the people that need their alone time as well, which I feel like you can tell that after we've been hanging out for a while. Everyone else, manifesting generator, even the kids, everyone else, you'll find that a majority of your family is like that, just because a majority of the population, like, what is it, 66% or something, give or take, is going to be that, sacral life force energy, amazing person in your life that you're like, wow, look at you go. I just love, you guys are the builders. And yeah, I envy the energy sometimes, but also am obsessed with my type. So it's fine. Knowing it makes you like less pissy too if you've got family members that are like, yeah, I really don't want to hang out that long. Like, you already know the family members that are like that, but maybe they're just like, tank is not full, or they need that time alone. It really will unlock different ways of looking at things in your life for you, which I absolutely love. So this fun reading I have for you guys is actually on sale. If you hear this and you're like, I'm interested and I want to, get the sale price or whatever, just message me. I would be more than happy, because if I have somebody listening to the podcast and they are like, that sounds really cool, I want to do that in my life, girl, I will help you. So it's currently 50% off, which is, honestly a really, really good deal, because it takes time and effort to put all that stuff together and really dive deep into the charts. But it's also fun for me. So it's fun doing, that's what when I had the reading, I was thinking, oh my God, like, I am getting this energetic exchange for doing something I truly love. Stop it. Like, we need more of this in my life. So that's what I'm doing. And I think that the family frequency reading is actually really helpful going into the holidays as well. I know last week's episode was really about boundaries and everything, super important reminder to, keep your energetic cleansing and clearing, and keep decluttering till the end of the year. As we move, into 2026, we got to shed whatever we need to in 2025 and leave it there. Not that we're going to have that new year energy. I feel like I save that for Aries season. So it's just kind of, it is a little bit of a turning point. So thank you for listening today. I'm glad I got to talk about the event I had and more about human design and how to better understand yourself and your family, which is super important and what we want to do in this lifetime. I appreciate you so much. If this resonated with you or you know somebody that would find this very interesting, please share it with them. Like, subscribe, rate the podcast. I truly appreciate it. And follow along on Instagram if you have one of those. Apparently not everyone has Instagram, but I also am working on a website, so that'll happen in the new year as well. I appreciate you so much, and I hope you have a magical rest of your day.